Women of the church, how rich is your legacy? Women of the church, how great is your faith? Women of the church, well springs of integrity, lead us in the ways of peace. Women at the foot of the cross, fearless and truly faithful friends, first ones to see the risen Lord of life, and the first to tell good news. Women of the church, how rich is your legacy? Women of the church, how great is your faith? Women of the church, well springs of integrity, lead us in the ways of peace. Companions and disciples of Jesus, chosen and called by name, witnesses of wisdom, weavers of the word, lead us in the ways of truth. Women of the church, how rich is your legacy? Women of the church, how great is your faith? Women of the church, well springs of integrity, lead us in the ways of peace. Living signs of service and strength, hands of healing, hearts of love, women of vision, voices for the voiceless, lead us in the ways of hope. Women of the church, how rich is your legacy? Women of the church, how great is your faith? Women of the church, well springs of integrity, lead us in the ways of peace. Women of compassion and care, bearers of God's life-giving light, centered in prayer while working for justice, lead us in the ways of peace. Women of the church, how rich is your legacy? Women of the church, how great is your faith? Women of the church, well springs of integrity, lead us in the ways of peace. Women martyred in our time, laying down their lives for the poor, prophets of courage who stood with the oppressed, help us all to walk your paths. Women of the church, how rich is your legacy? Women of the church, how great is your faith? Women of the church, well springs of integrity, lead us in the ways of peace. Lead us in the ways of peace.
So let us begin with a prayer of thanksgiving in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with hearts full of gratitude for the life of your faithful servant Paul. You blessed her with a spirit of generosity and compassion that flowed freely from all who were in need. You were her hands, a hungry fed, a homeless on the shelter, and countless lives were touched by your love shining through her. We thank you for countless ways far answered your call this year, for dedication to least among us with the reflection of your Son Jesus, who taught us to care for the poor and the vulnerable. Lord, at this feast of her memory, we pray that her example will continue to inspire us to be instruments of your mercy and love. May she now rest in the fullness of your eternal embrace, where there is no hunger, no sorrow, and no pain. Help us, O Lord, as we grieve her absence, and fill us with the joy of knowing she is at peace with you. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you forever and ever. A reading from the Gospel according to Matthew. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you showed you. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you escaped the visits. Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothed you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go visit you? The king will reply, I tell you the truth, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers or sisters of mine, you did for me. The Gospel of the Lord. Jesus, in honor again of the families and the children's care and concern for anyone in need, in the homeless and the poor. And based on Matthew 25, Jesus suggests that Jesus is with the most vulnerable people in our society and invites us to recognize Jesus in them. Designed to challenge and inspire each of us to be more compassionate and charitable, without and focused on locally and around the world. The song of Jesus that culture strongly evokes our mission, change hearts and minds, and invite concrete action as we advocate for people in need. Both lives will connect us to other faith communities within around the world, and like to make the world to be advocates for children. It is again given we must get back in close to the World Day of Parents and Children as we celebrate the theme, Prayer of the Poor, rises up to God. And so we pray as we recall the words of Jesus, whatever you did for one of my least brothers and sisters, you did for me. We pray. Lord, and gracious God, as I give your bless and sanctify the statue of the Lord Jesus, the symbol of his compassion and awareness of the holy. Bless all who view this statue. May they be inspired to reach out to the homeless and to the poor, and to their life, and thereby continue their legacy. May the sacred place be a continual reminder that Jesus identified people poor and the outcasts in society. May our communities of faith express our concern for the marginalized and lead us to continue to reach out to those who are most in need. And we all who are involved in the way of the poor and the homeless, we trust by the presence of this sculpture and remind them, all of us, to treat one another with the dignity they deserve as children of God. Through the blessings of Almighty God, we set the sculpture to be dedicated in honor to the glory in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. afternoon. My name is Leslie Ellsworth, and it is my great honor to be with you today. I got to talk about because of a really respected child. And I got to see her steadfast commitment to serving the hurting of heart to be great. Her passion inspired us all. And I'm so glad to know that the work she was doing in the shows of both outreach ministries continues to this day. Thank you, Brian and Clover, and the rest of you who volunteer there for keeping this deep people with God. And I want to focus on this afternoon, the beautiful statue that is here. What I want to focus on is the exception of the church. It's hard to lose the conversations each day. And all about making the message that matters. But see, just the brokenness in the church that so many carry. They seem to think that just because they are not in the best place, that they're not quite as good as the rest of us. Or in other words, when they get better or on the streets, they work they are not. Scripture tells us in Genesis 1 that mankind was made in God's image. Because we are made in His image, every human being on this planet has infinite worth. Regardless of what society tells us, or what we think of ourselves, or what others think of us. And the homeless person on the street is just like this $100 bill, except we are worth so much more. Each person deserves dignity and kindness and love, and because they're all made with the work, it takes God's work to keep people working. And that is the key of what these people work out each day. Each day, they see past the dirt and the drunkenness and the tattered lives and see the personal inestimable worth inside. With every sandwich, an article of clothing, the kind word they give, they are helping that person become who they were meant to be. And they're going to preach. Little by day. Every month. Amen. I understand that God said, this is the best thing that I desire. Releasing all found on just sharing your bread with the hungry, sheltering the friends of the homeless one. Not turning your back on your own. I guess I'm not one of your own, but rather an alien from another world. Next time I'm not really one of your own, but you recently turned your back from the way. It's only to stand out and say, not that I have so much live and exist. Wherever exiled to the state of poverty, but without how much harm, I'm going to supreme, no longer pardon for my sentence of life. My prison laws are too high spirit, not only above the mental, my also limited reading, writing, and arithmetic. You see, I came exiled by my lack of remarkable skill, and we're only those words seem like a fake mirror of a far distant land. The video of the song begins with Isaiah 58. Okay? God, remember him saying, I have to remember over the last years that the death has been one who did take it away. Called him not as aliens, but as brothers and sisters to Christ. She wished and desired and did so much to relieve people from the prison of poverty that they made him in a state of great hope. If they don't have change for a person that's enough, what they need people to listen to. They came also make any effort to unbound also who are founded by the state of poverty, homelessness, among the life. So if you remember here today, just watching here. And I want to thank you to all the donors. They did so much to bring this together. The volunteers. We have to carry on with legacy. It was John J. Hall because she was a person who was afforded to be recognized. There has to be so many people who are singing that song. And so, I'm going to step up to that challenge there, the legacy of public opinion. The importance of this work is important to our community and to the world at large. So, we're going to continue to call for the family members. Beautiful her statue is. I'm sure that that's testimony of all of her, for all of us, to be here. Probably too much for that reception, and there will be a reception right after this. So, please come over to the church hall. Excellent reception right now.
I saw the face of Jesus in a little orphan girl. She was standing in the corner on the other side of the world. And I heard the voice of Jesus gently whisper to my heart, "Didn't you say you wanted to find me? Well, here I am, here you are. So what now? What will you do now that you found me? What now? What will you do with this treasure you found? I know I may not look like what you expected, but if you'll remember, this is right where I said I would be. You found me. What now? I saw the face of Jesus down on 16th Avenue. He was sleeping in an old car while his mom went looking for food. And I heard the voice of Jesus gently whisper to my soul, "Didn't you say you wanted to know me? Well, here I am, and it's getting cold. So what now? What will you do now that you found me? What now? What will you do with this treasure you found? I know I may not look like what you expected, but if you'll remember, this is right where I said I would be. you found. I know I may not look like what you expected, but if you'll remember, this is right where I said I would be. You found me. What now? What now? What now?